Hello everyone, I'm ImKibitz and welcome back to Cities Skylines. For today I will be building the ultimate poop city, and we'll be playing on a custom map I made with everything unlocked, and thanks to the powers that be, I have a blank check to go nuts with. With all of that, I'll be able to build my masterpiece. So getting started, let's get all of this stuff out of the way, then get started on some terraforming. I'm sure a lot of you know where this is going. Because that's right, we're making this city around a giant toilet seat, which we'll be filling with sewage eventually, and then using it as the lifeblood of the town. But we're going to need a lot of poop. And these little guys, they're all right, but for everything here to work, we need to go to the extreme. And I'm sure a couple dozen of these will do the trick. All right, so that should be sufficient, and that will fill up our toilet bowl with as much poop as we need. But we're still not done with terraforming yet. So how we're gonna design most of the city is through terracing around the seat. Well, actually, that's only part of it. The more important thing is we need our fecal fuel, because eventually this will fill up with poop, right? And it'll have to go somewhere. But while it's moving and grooving, we're going to harness the moving by building hydroelectric power plants, thus turning the poop into power. Oh. But we need water to build a dam? What? Come on, game. So be it. Temporarily, let's get some wind power online. And as we're setting things up, we're gonna need some clean water to get things started, because we can't fill a poop pit without people to poop. And we can use fresh water outlets to get this started. Oh, and I didn't even think about this, but this is kind of maniacal. We're gonna fill the poop pit with fresh water first, then when the city is ready and people move in, there's just gonna be a giant lake on top of a mountain and people will love it. And then once they start, go to the washroom, well, then that will change. But they'll already be moved in, paying taxes, and it'll be too late. Oh man, that's evil. Okay, small change of plans here. I terraformed the other side of the city and this is nowhere near done. So we're gonna cheese it. I'm pretty sure I could just build a couple fresh water outlets down here, right? And then if we even have the littlest puddle, maybe the game will let us build the dam. Oh, now it's too high. What the, no. Okay, new lore. This is now the toilet seat, and this is like the toilet bowl, or at least part of it. That's all well and good. I can live with it so long as we can build, our dam. Awesome. And this can potentially provide thousands of megawatts to our city. But that's not the only dam we're going to have. This is why I terraced the city. We can have all of the water flow down from the main bowl and then go through multiple more dams as the water goes down to, somewhere else. We'll need a bit of a basin here so the water can flow down this way to yet another dam. And then at this point, you're probably picking up what I'm putting down. And so on every single terrace, there is a mega dam producing us tons and tons and tons of power, allowing us to start work on some residential zones. And none of it's gonna be all too crazy. Just the usual roads scooting about here and there, with one main road going through the center of each terrace. Will then eventually lead down to the next one. So then our patterns can start again. And that at least will be the game plan for these couple side layers here. I have a special idea for what to do on the seat itself and this space. But why am I building the grid system when we don't even have highway infrastructure yet? We need to know where the cars are getting into the city first. So going over to our highway stuff here, where we have a couple options. We could probably have the highway just skirt along this area here and then go up. And I suppose then all of this is gonna have to change, because we'll have both the highways come up to here, and we'll have to have some kind of crazy roundabout system in order to get the traffic through here easily. That will go in there, that will go out there, it'll go up to the roundabout, and then we mirror that on the other side. And I don't really think we're gonna have any other highway entrances into the rest of the city. I don't know if it'll be possible. We have these guys here, right? They can just go forward. Sure. But then, how do we get up the wall? Through accursed means? Look, the option, it's right there. It's fine. Just gotta have a 4x4 and a hover pack. Or maybe we just don't do that? And instead go ahead with our normal plan we had. So we have the roundabout here and the highway connections connected, and that should just be fine. And the cars go up to the next layer, just copy and paste the same system until we get to the top layer, and then, we'll figure out what to do from there. For now though, we have all this space, we now have a proper entrance for all the vehicles to get in, and we can start working in this area. So I just did something really temporary to figure out how the roads would work. And from here we can kind of go nuts. So let's get traffic off the main road. That could go this way. We have all of these canals everywhere that are like the plumbing of the poop. So we probably want a couple bridges going across them. So maybe we have some side main roads. Just go up and over and then to this little plateau area. Another main road going around here. And with a couple more basic bridges, we have a good road layout. And we'll just have to wait and see how the traffic is, and then we can mess around with it further, adding in like one-way roads and less intersections and what have you. But now it's time for our poopy public transit. Oh yes, all the poop will flow down through these canals, and then the canals will also be used for a huge ferry system for Terraced. So the poop will provide both power and transport to all of the citizens. Although it will be a little stinky, sure, it will also be hyper efficient. And give it a few years and people in this city eventually will just lose their sense of smell, I'm hoping, and it'll be the best city ever. And with the ferries in as well, I was able to finish up all the rest of the road network here, so now we can make people even happier by giving them all of the services in the world. Like we'll have huge public elementary schools just dotted around, and a couple of neat high-capacity high schools, and even a high-capacity university? Sure, let's spare no expense. And on top of that, all the rest of the usual stuff, like police and fire departments, big hospitals in case some people get sick somehow, and then a bunch of parks everywhere for the citizens to enjoy. And speaking of, it's about time to bring them all in. So we have a main road here where we can definitely have all of our shopping, since most of the traffic is going to be going up and down here. Then we'll have some smaller shops kind of built behind, maybe like specialty stores, whatnot. And for all of the residents, they will live next to all of the public transit. Just seems to make sense. And here and there we'll bake in some office buildings too. Also, we cannot forget about our industry. We're gonna have quite a bit of that, making products to be sold in stores. And also, we have to have a use for all of our trash. I have recycling centers that are gonna produce goods for all of the industrial areas to use. Because like with the poop, we're all about recycling here. Dare I say, with every district, we're gonna make them as green and self-sufficient as possible. So all the residential buildings are gonna be self-sufficient, we're gonna have locally grown organic produce, and city-wise, we're gonna have recycling programs in place. Now I think we're ready to start luring people in, or I mean inviting people, that's what I said. Yep, everything's zoned, buildings, inbound, ferry system should be online. Power though, oh, how's the power looking? We have so much power, we have all of the power in the world. Go get it. Here, I will help. Look, easy. Ooh, and that gets all the ferries moving and grooving. Look at them go. Ooh, and look at these green buildings too. Well, actually more so brown, which is thematically accurate. Then if we just give it a minute, I'm sure the rest of this area will fill out and look beautiful. See, it almost feels like they instantaneously just appeared in the city. All happy to enjoy all the ferry systems, public infrastructure, and beautiful road layouts. Look at that. And look at all the buildings too. I love these green buildings. And once we have some extra fertilizer available, I'm sure that will make them even more green. In fact, this area worked out so well, I think we're just gonna do the exact same thing to the next terrace. Like I had another idea, but nah, this is so pretty. I want it up here. So copy and paste the formula. Some extra roads here and there, a bunch of public services, and in no time, we have a huge bustling city for people to enjoy. And also a little bit of corruption as they start to use the bathroom. Good, we need the poop. You might be wondering why we need it though. Like everything's working great, we're making all this power, we have all these canals, like it's beautiful, it's perfect. But you see, we need the poop for the greater good. Because all along the sea here, we're gonna be doing farming. Just had to do a little bit of land enhancement here, but then we just put on the main building somewhere like there. And now we can farm all of the fields that are gonna be boosted by all of the poop. So people will poop, that will go up here, give nutrients to the fields, provide power, provide transport, and it will all be good and perfectly self-sufficient. You can even see on our demand things, there's a huge demand for industry and offices. People want the farming, and I'm just trying to give the people what they want. They probably just didn't understand that utopia might not smell as good as they thought, but everything else will be there. It's everything everyone would ever need, which of course should attract more people. As word of mouth spreads, even more people will want to live here. Now we've doubled the size of our city and have a population of over 150,000 people, which is good and bad. Good because we have so many people to enjoy this wonderful place. Bad because they're pooping all over the place now, and all of our sewage outlets are working at full capacity, and well, there is poop literally everywhere flooding the city. So I guess I was actually right earlier. With a little bit more poop, the buildings did end up getting more green. But the problem can be easily fixed. We just need to get rid of all those silly freshwater outlets and then have the corruption take over the city. Because I don't know what happened here, but everyone got super upset. Apparently, they're stealing food, abandoning places, and then I guess fair enough, the people are dying in the drowning. That happens. That's aside the point. Most people should be exceptionally happy. Like the people over here who are dry and not drowning in poop. Like, I don't understand why they could ever be upset. And that's why we also need to corrupt the water supply. So the upset people will just, go away one way or another. And more importantly than that, let's look at some city statistics. We have a lot of people that are very educated, like 36% of the population, which is nice, but it's not good. Because smart people don't like to go farming in the fields that sometimes burn down. They're gonna go and try and get some office job, and we can't have that if we wanna have our perfectly sustainable city, based around and corrupted by poop. So that will be the last thing we do with all the raw sewage. We'll be using it to poison and cull the weaker parts of the population. We'll have a society of young, strong individuals who hopefully will not have enough time to get smart enough at the universities to think of other solutions. And so long as everyone goes along with the plan, it'll be fine. And so tens of thousands of people died, and the population's gone down just a little bit, but people are beginning to understand, and it's going back up. Look at how happy the people are too. And as planned, there's plenty of people to work in the industry area, and we're only short like 4,000 workers, but they'll be coming soon. Now the profit's down a little bit, but who cares? We have an overabundance of food. This is a good problem. And to complete our perfect self-sufficient green city here, all of the poopy water eventually makes it down to a new tailing pond thing. So all of it ends up in here, is cleaned, and then sent back to the top of the toilet to run its course again. And if that isn't the ideal city system, I don't know what is. And so, years later, after the corruption has run its course, how is the city? Well, as you can see, it's alive, and I would say thriving, with 169,000 residents, pretty much. And our industry is doing better than ever. In fact, we still have too much food to handle, and we're still not profitable, but whatever, dude, it's fine. Because on top of having too much food to deal with, we also have too many products to deal with. Not enough buyers for products, so products should be cheap, food should be cheap, and the population should be very, 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 very strong. In fact, let's look at our demos here. Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. The survivors of the plague just became older survivors of the plague, and they're fine. But unemployment's still at 4%, so hey, we take that. And then looking at traffic, it's perfect. And all things considered, the ground pollution is only like 9%. Everything's fine. Everything worked out great. In fact, we just had too much poop, so I'm dumping some there. And overall, this project has been a wild success. So I'd say my work here is done for today. And if you guys enjoyed and want to support me further, check out my Patreon and subscribe for more. But anyway, that's gonna be all. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.